What's up, everybody? Welcome to the virtual GBO. I'm Eric McCabe, the founder of the Glassblown Open, and I have with me the 2016 Tournament Director of the Year, Doug Bierkes.
Hey everybody, it's good to see you. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we'd be doing something like this where we're actually unboxing the player pack for everybody, but these are strange times and that means we do some strange things. So I'm excited tonight to see what's in the box.
Absolutely, and one thing I do want to mention is how secretive our player packs typically are. I'm actually seeing majority of these items for the first time right now, so I'm very excited as well to see what we've got inside this box. All right, we're gonna start off with a 2020 GBO player pack guide. Probably one of the first times that we've ever done anything like this before, correct, Doug?
Yeah, absolutely. Typically when we're at the Granada and we're handing out player packs, if there's any story behind an item or something like that, we're able to have some banter with the players and they'll ask questions. And so we thought, why not tell the story about each of the items and give people a chance to kind of read about each of the items as well. And we'll take some time talking about those tonight as well.
Fantastic, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna start with what looks like a nice little bag. You can use these at the grocery store, I'm guessing. I mean, you see these all the time now.
You do, they're used all over the place. Of course, our use for them was going to be at the Granada Theater where everyone would put their stuff into the bag and be able to leave with it.
Next up, we've got an Emporia guide, a 2020 visitor's guide to Emporia, Kansas. This has been something that Emporia's been doing for quite a while now, and there's a lot of really good information inside these.
Yeah, the City of Emporia, specifically the Chamber and Visitors Bureau, does put together a magazine every year, and they love being at the front of the Granada, saying hello to people. In fact, the first folks that will greet the players when they come into the Granada, for those of you that this may have been your first GBO, city officials are right there greeting people, handing them a visitor's guide and a little gift, and the gift will be in there somewhere. But yeah, we're really grateful to be in Emporia where the city really embraces disc golf.
Awesome. Up next, looks like we have something I'm familiar with seeing is the GBO competitor tag, the bag tags.
Yep, those have always been part of the player pack. We like to give players a lanyard and the badge, of course, and the badge is used to during GBO week to get some discounts and things like that. And of course, that's not going to happen this year, but we certainly wanted to get every player the badge they would have had they played in the event.
Up next is a Latitude 64 hat. This is actually one of my favorite logos that Latitude has done. With the 64 above the Latitude there, nice fitted hat it looks like.
Yep.
Up next, looks like we have a mini from DG Nomad.
Yeah, the glow golf that we've done as part of the GBO for the last 5-6 years. Jeff Gradinger with DG Nomad does a fantastic job of putting on a glow tournament. We've done them behind the warehouse. We've done them out at the fairgrounds. This year, for the first time, we were actually going to do mini disc golf. And a little fun fact about that mini is I believe that is the first moonshine mini that we've done as dynamic discs.
Awesome. So that's a pretty cool little collector item.
Pretty cool collector item
in there.
That's right.
Sure, cool. All right, next it looks like we've got some delicious coffee from my friends over at Birdie Fuel.
Yeah. Birdie Fuel was a big part of the GBO this year, and they did a special blend for us. We toyed around with a couple different names. I personally like the name Emporia some coffee.
Ooh,
but
that's a Doug. That's a Doug pun if I've ever heard one.
Let me Emporia some coffee. But the folks at Birdie Fuel put together a nice coffee. It's called Bean Dynamic.
I love it.
So instead of Bee Dynamic, the coffee is Bean Dynamic.
Bean Dynamic. Well, shout out to the guys at Birdie Fuel. They've been doing a lot of really cool things with some disc golfers, including myself and Ralph. I mean, I think if it wasn't for Ralph, we wouldn't have our own coffee.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm thrilled with what those guys do. They're big into supporting disc golf, and they were a little surprised when I said, yeah, I'd love to put some coffee into each player pack, and they immediately thought the smaller bag. I said, no, this is the GBO.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, we don't want a taster. We want like at least a couple weeks worth.
Let's give them a real bag of coffee.
That's right. That's right.
First time we've had an official coffee of the Glassblown Open.
Very cool. Well, we got another little box here. Let's open this guy up, see what we've got in here. Ooh, looks like a mug. Let me get some of this. We got something inside the mug. Let's talk about this first. Looks like we got a nice identification tag. Oh, this is cool. I remember you guys talking about these things right here. That's
so
pretty cool.
We got an email from a tournament director in Indiana. I think it was Indiana, who was a TD, had a tournament. Somebody actually got sick on the course.
Yeah.
Their phone couldn't unlock, which people's mobile phones oftentimes will have the information you need to figure out if someone has some special needs. And they couldn't get his phone unlocked, and unfortunately the guy died on the course.
Yeah.
And they say that his life could have been saved with having some information. And I know phones do a lot of stuff, but we wanted to respond to that this year by giving everybody it's in red, it's got like the medical symbol on it, and we were going to encourage everyone to hang it on their bag because you never know, and it has emergency contact information, any special medical concerns you might have. So
And
that's
a nice in case of emergency card in there as
Yep.
well.
In fact, for those of you that get this package, it comes with a normal address tag in it.
Oh, cool.
Take that one out.
Yes.
That feel like you want to use it on a piece of luggage, and
Yeah.
then put the emergency card we made in there.
Very cool. Also looks like we've got a Disc Golf Center gift code here.
The folks at Disc Golf Center every year do great things for us at this event, and they are giving, I think, 10% off to every player if they use that code when they shop.
That's awesome. And then it looks like a really cool GBO sticker. I've been seeing these things all over cars for like the last 10 years that have just the 3 numbers or 2 number or letters rather, whatever it is. But this is pretty cool. I like the GBO, and it's got the 2 American flags on it.
We're hoping to see a lot of those on cars next year when everyone does come to town for the
Absolutely.
2021 GBO.
Absolutely. And then inside this little box here was what looks like a glass coffee mug.
Yep. It's the glass blown open,
I
so we
mean,
figured
let's go.
glass coffee cup.
That's right.
And on one side it's got birdie fuel, and on the other side it's got the Bean Dynamic.
This thing's really cool. I
Yep.
like that. I may have to snag me a couple more of those if we haven't.
I will tell you, Eric, had I known that I was going to have to pack and ship close to 1,400 of those, we may not have done glass coffee cups in the player package.
That's a good point.
It's how it goes.
That's a good point. So up next, looks like we've got a glass blown open sports sack.
Yeah, you know, sports sacks, whale sacks, everyone's got something like this in their bag to keep their hands dry, and we figured we have a great relationship with folks at Sports Sack, and we got 3 different versions of that. So players will either get that blue with the GBO logo on it. I think there's a black and blue one, and there's one other one. So yeah, everyone gets a sports sack, and what a great thing to have in your bag, especially when it gets humid out or wet out, to just kind of give yourself that tackiness that you need when you're ready to throw.
Yep, absolutely. Cool. Well, looks like we have a few discs here.
There's some discs.
Looks like there's a West Side disc here with a 10-year anniversary stamp of the Northman, and I'm guessing this is finish.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And I believe the Northman was one of the first drivers that Westside came out with, and it's a 10-year anniversary stamp. They're all the ones I've seen up to this point have that kind of glimmer gold look to them. And,
it doesn't feel like VIPX though. It's probably just that VIPX glimmer plastic would be my guess.
That is
right?
what it is.
Yeah,
that is what it is. Yep.
That is sweet looking. Next up, looks like we have a core, an Opto X core.
Opto X Chameleon core.
Opto X Chameleon, even some glimmer in there. It
Yeah,
looks like. Wow,
yeah.
that thing's amazing looking.
Pretty discs, and once again, Latitude and Westside always step up big for the GBO. Interesting about the core is I don't think that's been produced in quite a while.
I think it was one of the retired molds.
So it's kind of bringing one back, and
Yeah.
a lot of times going to that X plastic is just the slight difference people need to have it be the go-to disc that they were looking for. So excited about that disc as well.
All right, up next, this is interesting.
My favorite thing in the whole player pack this year.
This is awesome looking.
Yeah.
So explain this to me, Doug.
Well, it's my Spanish is going to be challenged here, but it's an El Juez, or
Juez.
J-U-E-Z, which is Spanish for judge.
All right.
And instead of it saying dynamic discs, it says Discos Dynamicos, I think. And again, pardon my Spanish. But this year, the block party fell on the same night as the Hispanics of Today and Tomorrow's annual Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Mayo,
So instead of having 2 city blocks set up for the block party, we were going to have 4 city blocks set up. Margaritas, all the Cinco de Mayo stuff, the food was going to be unbelievable. Then, of course, we'd have everything going on with us, and what a cool way to celebrate that with a stamp that is all in Spanish.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And did you take a whiff of that disc?
Ooh,
Oranges.
there's some oranges in there.
That's right. So a scented.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, a scented judge with.
That's pretty cool.
Or the El Juez.
El Juez.
I think I'm probably butchering that, but
The judge.
Yes.
The judge. One more disc here, it looks like. Typically on these I stamped my disc. However, this says I should have stamped.
We usually have a really nice stamp, and for those of you that have been to the Glass Blown Open before, you know that one of the things we do for all of the players is give them a little voucher to go over to our distribution center and stamp their own disc. And it's usually on a new mold. So
this looks like a Sargent.
The Sargent. It's usually a hybrid, so it's something unique. And instead of you guys stamping that disc, we stamped it, and it actually, I think, even says something about the event being canceled.
Yep, it does.
But it's kind of a piece of history. Of all the player pack stuff, that's the one item that really speaks to the cancellation.
Yeah. Up next, looks like we have a shirt here, Latitude 64. Ooh, now these are my absolute favorite type of shirt to wear when it's just a little chilly out. This long sleeve hooded, dry fit, whatever you want to call it. You probably have an actual term for it.
I think we call them the long sleeve hooded dry fit. Now you guys might see that the Latitude logo on the front is a little wrinkled.
A little bit.
When these things get made, we did wash a few of them to test to make sure that does go away, and it certainly does. But when they are packed up, they do tend to get a little bit, that dry fit tends to get a little wrapped up. And I don't know if you noticed the Latitude 64 on the back of it.
Yep.
But yeah, those shirts they're the perfect shirt when you don't want to just wear a t-shirt, but you don't want to put on a heavy sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So
yeah, these are amazing. These are some of my go-to sweatshirts. So.
Yeah, and I think the players will be getting either red ones, blue ones, or gray ones. So there's 3 different colors, and that'll be kind of random, but you'll get one of those.
Up next, now this is my style. This is phenomenal. This says 18 years of the Glass Blown Open, and then check this out. The front of it has it reminds me of a 1987 rock concert t-shirt.
That is exactly what it was supposed to look like, and we're celebrating.
Even on the back, guys, it has every course from 2003 all the way up to what would have been this year.
Yep.
Courses that we've used and what years we used them and where they're located. Wow, this is, whoever did this one is well done.
Kevin, one of our designers, did the front design. We kind of toyed around with the idea that there are a lot of t-shirts in disc golf.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dry fits, and you get a bunch of them, and I'm not knocking those shirts because there's some awesome ones, but we said, what can we do to push the envelope on a shirt for the GBO, and coming up with a concert t-shirt type deal with that traditional, the black 3/4 sleeves like we used to wear with, whether it be Journey or the Rolling Stones or whatever. It's pretty sharp. It's also, I believe, an 8-color print process on the front.
Wow.
If you hold that up again, it's not just like, white ink on a blue shirt. It's a ton of different colors, and really excited to see how people like that particular shirt.
That's awesome. I love how the smartwatch has even got a GBO logo on it. That's really cool. Up next, looks like probably my second favorite piece of apparel that we've come out with in the last year or two, I think. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Looks like we've partnered with HandEye for these hoodies.
Yep.
This is it's a little beefier than the long sleeve tee. It's an actual jacket. It's got the zip up on the front. It's got the nice HandEye logo, and then on the back, it's got a pretty cool logo as well.
Yeah. And that's a garment very similar to the blue hoodie we did last year. The blue hoodie that we did at last year's GBO, I see all over the country.
Yeah.
People wear that all over. And I think one of the things that people like about it, you might show a couple of the little small things, like for instance, on one of the sleeves, there's
got this here on the bottom.
That's on the bottom, the little HandEye logo there. And if you flip it over, I think the GBO logo's on the other side of that little logo. And I think on one of the sleeves, there's a little embroidery with
the Physics of Flight
logo
on there. That's pretty sweet.
Very, very nice hoodie. The hood has a little bit of a different shape to it that everyone likes. It kind of sits up a little more, but it's basically like the blue one from last year, but this year we've partnered with HandEye to do what I think is an incredible, that's a $60 retail hoodie, and it's a great item.
I love these. Like I said, we ordered them for our team this year, and I think I ordered one in every color because I absolutely love these hoodies.
Yep.
Looks like one more item in here, and it is a disc mailer.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about that before you open that.
Okay.
And for those of you checking out the virtual GBO, first of all, thank you for participating in the virtual GBO. We certainly wish you were here. In fact, when this airs, it likely will be about the time we'd all be in the Granada celebrating the kickoff of a great week. But during that great week, we make a lot of discs. We make Ace Challenge discs. We make Casa Ramos did a special GBO 2020 disc, the Beer Fest disc, the Poker Party disc, I mean, there's the I Won My Card discs that people do. There's just a ton of discs that we have made, and we had all those made. So we decided to add something along with the 4 regular discs that are, and I wouldn't call those regular discs, but the 4 discs that you see. You're also going to get 2 discs, and in fact, when you open up your player pack guide, it'll describe all the different options that you can have, and there's you can have a 1 in 4 chance of a certain disc all the way down to about a 1 in 30 chance to get a disc, and you'll have 1 premium plastic disc and 1 baseline disc. Okay. So let's see what you got.
What this got in here. Let's open this up. It looks like I have a guard from the $1,000 Ring of Fire Ace Run.
Yeah, show people the back of that. That actually has
even cooler. It's got my time. I'll be there May 1st at 9:30 p.m. to try to win my $1,000.
Yep.
I'll be there.
And you will. Hey, must be present to win. Where's my my work?
I don't even gotta make it.
So here's the thing. We had 200 guards made that were all yellow, 200 judges made that I think were all blue, 200 wardens that were all white, and 200 deputies that were all red. And we were going to have a huge Ring of Fire type Ace Challenge. So at 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:30, and 9:45 out at the bonfire on Friday night of GBO week, 4 different people were going to walk away with $1,000 as part of that contest. So
that is awesome.
Yep.
That's really cool. And it looks like my other disc is a Burst Deputy.
Yeah, and that has a GBO stamp on it.
Glass blown open stamp, yep.
Yeah, so we were going to do something a little different this year as well that we haven't done, is we were going to do some on-course souvenir vending. A lot of people have said, why can't we get a t-shirt or a disc out at the country club or at Jones Gold if we would have played there this year? And so wherever the MPO or the FPO was going to be, we were going to have a concession tent, and we had a bunch of cool discs made up, and that Burst Fusion Deputy was one of them. And I think, does it have the kind of the geometric stamp on it, or the outline stamp?
The circle outline there,
yeah. Yeah, the small glass blown open stamp. That's a sharp looking disc.
Yeah,
so
sure is. It
2 extra bonus discs, everyone will get 2, and if you're wondering what your likelihood of getting those was,
yes, I would love to know.
The guard, you had a 1 in 10 chance of getting that guard.
That's not bad.
And on your corner stamp deputy, you also had a 1 in 10 chance. So you got 2 middle of the road, because they go from 1 in 4 all the way to 1 in 30. And on the premium plastic, they go from 1 in 5 all the way to 1 in 54. So
not too bad. I'll take it. Kind of middle road.
Yeah.
Middle road luckiness for me right there. So not too bad. Not too bad.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of cool stuff to wear. You got a hat. You got 3 different garments. I think 6 discs, a mini, coffee cup, sticker, sports sack.
Kinds of good stuff in this year's player pack.
All kinds of good stuff.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys so much for tuning in. For Doug Bierkus, thanks for tuning in to the GBO virtual week. Going to be a fun week of live streaming and a lot of unique stuff going on, and it's really unfortunate that we had to cancel this year's GBO, but I guarantee you, look forward to next year. The 2021 GBO is almost guaranteed to be bigger and better. You know, we're going to want to go above and beyond to make sure everybody has a great time. So hopefully we'll see you guys next year.
Take care, everyone.